Well, hello, boys and girls, and happy National Stuffing Day. Today, we'll explore the possibly true but definitely disturbing story of mankind's most questionable culinary decision, stuffing. Stuffing was invented back in the 1st century when colonial chef Bernard Crumblebottom stared at a turkey and thought, what if dinner could also be an internal organ? Thus began a long tradition of shoving whatever was lying around directly into a bird's cavity like a Thanksgiving piñata. Later on, one famous pilgrim reportedly whispered to a turkey, quote, "Hold still, things are about to get weird." In the early 1600s, stuffing took a dark turn when New Englanders began adding oysters. Scientists still can't explain why, but at least it tasted better than the time your grandpa dropped his cigarette into the mixture and didn't tell anyone. During the 1950s, stuffing was mass-produced in boxes. Once mixed with water, this space-age stuffing expanded like a gremlin in a bathtub, tripling in size and occasionally attempting to crawl out of the bowl. Some batches were so moist, they achieved the consistency of a warm handshake. And fast forward to today, where stuffing remains a controversial side dish enjoyed by millions, despite being a food that looks exactly like what happens after food. So this National Stuffing Day, remember the proud tradition of taking perfectly good bread and jamming it inside a bird like you're trying to smuggle contraband into prison. Happy National Stuffing Day. And for the love of God, please wash your hands. Bye for now.
Now, where should we begin?
All I have is a good radio voice.
Maybe before the next show, you could practice a few words you kind of had just a little bit of trouble.
Don't worry about it. No one cares about that, honestly.
They're talking about on the radio. No time to give up hope. Let's just keep going.
Time. Let's go. Let's go.
Hey, DJ!
Here we go!
That was weird. I'm glad the guy was gargling. I realized that my white hoodie is causing quite a bit of contrast on the camera. It's making it difficult to white balance. The auto white balance is like, whoa, slow down. I was built in 2015, Darren. Hey, little HD camera from Logitech, you're doing a great job. You know, that's something too. The Wi-Fi cameras, the broadcast cameras, really haven't changed much. You're absolutely right, Dennis, and I am a big fan of the Thanksgiving hodgepodge in the waffle maker crispy sandwich. So here's your pro tip for your Thanksgiving leftovers. I was going to save this for Wednesday, but since you brought it to fruition, and good morning, Dennis, good to see your face. You take all your stuffing, put it in the waffle maker, the waffle press, you know, and you press waffles, and then that's your buns. And then you put your turkey and all your gravy and all that in the middle of it. You got stuffing buns. Stuffing buns. How about that? I'm taking my hoodie off. Besides, I'm wearing my Fun Canadian Miche shirt that I know Chris doesn't like. And since I love him, look at my beard. I took off my hat, now my beard is like sprinkly. I'm turning into Santa Claus, slowly but surely. Let's see if this helps. Oh, shit, I forgot it's a white shirt, too. And the green screen doesn't like my green Mies. Who cares? Go sit over there somewhere. I gotta fix it. Okay, so I put my hat back on. We're balanced out a little bit. The hell with it. But here's to the Canadian Mies. And suddenly it's Friday. Poof. Good morning. Good morning, Alicia. Glad you guys are here. Don't know if Fred's here. We haven't seen Fred in a couple days. I know he's around. I've sent a couple messages back and forth because we send things to each other. Photography. No. Internet stuff. It's National Stuffing Day, and that's why we celebrated this morning with the fake history of stuffing. Actually, I don't know the actual history of stuffing, like who at one point said, let's foof this bird full of bread chunks and bake it that way. I don't know. I don't do the stuffing in the turkey for me. I am a big fan of not getting sick, and I don't trust it. I don't trust the cooked inside the turkey. Sorry, but you whip it up, put some gravy on it. We're going to add some pounds over the holidays. It's also National Gingerbread Cookie Day, and you know I don't have much of a sweet tooth, but I do like gingerbread cookies, even the gumdrop buttons. But I like gingerbread. It's also World Hello Day. Hello to all the friends I have yet to meet. Good morning, Internet. It's a delicious groundabout morning. Saw my friends Michael and Courtney this morning. They're always so nice to see. Michael gives me a good solid high five too, and it was the Friday high five today. Whew, it was on target, just like fingers. It was that bro smack thick, God bless America kind of high five you want. The one that lives on Drury Lane. So let's. It's been a whirlwind week, and here's the thing. Okay, we had Singo last night at Scout Hall, which I host, and it's a lot of fun. It's like bingo, but we play songs. You hit the song titles on your thing, win some prizes. Good time. Singo's always fun. Last night, especially fun. It's a packed house. Everybody was singing. It was just a good time. I got home, and it's been a long week, a long, short week, fast week, whatever you want to call it. It's been a long week. And so I typed out this whole, top 10 Darren overshares for the week and thought I posted it. A matter of fact, to the point that when I went and did my show prep, my little title thing for the day was saying a big overshare last night on Facebook, but I hope you guys are off to the races, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, it turns out I didn't post it because I went back this morning and I was like, I don't see it. It's not on my profile. It's not on my timeline. I guess I just wrote the whole fucking diatribe out and then just didn't post it. So it is what it is. Lucas, it has been a long week. So I guess my news is that I found out I have a hernia. That's my shitty news. And I've honestly been trying to figure out if it was, did I try to poop too hard? I think it was probably from playing my horn too hard. But it's an inguinal hernia, and that's when, as described, your stuff pops through your muscle behind your skin. And it's kind of sucks. So I ordered this hernia belt thing, and I already told you on Wednesday about the hernia. But and they suck. So I ordered this hernia belt thing off of Amazon that looks like an off-center jock strap, basically. But it's got a pad that sits right next to my thing. Here's my thing. I need something bigger. Here's my thing, and here's where the hernia is, like right up and over, right? So it's just a hole in your muscle, and your guts can pop through it, and then you can pop them back in, and it's... So this has a pad that sits on that spot that helps to keep my insides in, I guess. So I got to get a CT scan on Monday to find out how bad the hole is to determine whether they're going to staple it up, or just put some super glue on that bitch. I don't know. Yeah, no, Dennis, but it's funny because I've dealt with the feeling of this for a while. I just didn't know it was a hernia until I went to the doctor and he said, "Oh, it's inguinal hernia, Darren. You silly man." But it is, it's one of those things that can happen after rapid weight loss. And so I mentioned this to you guys if any of you are in the same boat or have the same issue. Because basically, you get your chunky fupa and all that good loving fat that's down there, all that wonderful pillow of love, that it keeps pressure against your abdomen pretty much all the time, just having that fat there. And so after a while, the muscle underneath there starts to atrophy. And if you're not doing crunches daily or, practicing your horn more than you should be, Darren, that muscle deteriorates. And so when you lose a bunch of weight and that fat pressure's all gone off, well, then that muscle's not really ready to be able to hold in the bits like it's supposed to. And so, yeah, and there's a lot of things can happen when the guts get through there. It could kink up or, block you off and hooray, emergency surgery. So I'm taking it easy on it, but it's one of those things that now that I know what it is, I'm way more aware of what's going on. And so shit like sneezing or coughing real hard or, any of that stuff can kind of make it prolapse, for lack of better terminology. So I've got this dick pad thing on that's basically putting pressure on there just like I would with my hand. So if I cough, instead of it going, it just stays. So there's your Friday morning overshare that I didn't give you last night. And there was other things too, just talking about life in general. We've got a morning show. This isn't Darren's personal diary moments of the day. But I did want to share that with you guys because hernias are not something I really thought about. I usually associate with them with like powerlifting or like doing farm work real hard or stuff like that, thinking, you can get a hernia that way. And then there's worse hernias. Herniated discs are terrible. It's not really painful, but it's more of like this morning, before I had the belt on, I came out of the bathroom and I had to sneeze. And I sneezed, and I could feel it go, and I was just like, ah! So I lay down, and I kind of ease it back in. Yes, Gregory, it was. I was slurping like a madman. Like a man to be dealt with, I'll tell you. Slurping the linguine. You know, I used to like clams, red sauce, linguine with red sauce and clams. That used to be one of my favorites. My mom used to get it. It was like the diet meals. They used to make a really good one. And shrimp, too. Yeah, Dennis, and I don't like getting surgeries. I'm not a surgery person at all. But, to me, it's an annoyance. But from what I've read and researched on my own outside of this conversation on Tuesday, I guess, when I went to the doc, outside of that conversation, the research I found, there's really no, like, it's not if you, put this belt thing on and take it easy, that muscle's going to heal up and seal itself up. So I imagine I'm going to have to get some kind of surgery. I'm just hoping they don't have to go in through my ass and then up and around, and they can just go over here by my thing, ding-a-ling, and just make a little cut and just go in there. And I mean, it's got to be pretty fucking simple. It's a wall of muscle, and there's a spot where it's gapped and my guts are sticking through. Incidentally, that area is where, when you are prepubescent, that's where your testicles hang out, is right up in that area. Both sides, obviously. But they hang out in there, and you hit puberty, and when you say, oh, his nuts dropped, that's a literal thing, ladies. And they do come out of there and make their way down into the scrotum in order to begin your reproductive life. But that also kind of leaves a space that is a little weaker than other areas on your body. So my man uterus hurts. Moving on. Oh, yeah. No, and to me, again, this is, it's been a real heavy week. My friend Eric passed away yesterday morning. And, or was it Wednesday morning? It was, because my clock is so fucked up. Brain cancer took him, and that sucks. So just a heavy week. So as we get ready for Thanksgiving, I want you to practice sincerity and being thankful, because I know every one of you has got something going on, whether it's a physical thing that you're dealing with, an ailment or something, or whether it's this time of year is terrible for your mental health because of loss and things that come up to the surface again when we get in this time of year. It's the older you get, the more complex the holidays become. The more complex any type of celebratory, the more bittersweet they become, right? Because of losses and the retrospective on that. So be sincere about your being thankful for whatever the blessings are that you've got, okay? Whether it's, hey, this shit's going on, but at least I've got my job, or at least I've got these beautiful baby kitties, or at least I've got, these wonderful teeth. I don't know. Be thankful for what you've got. Good morning, Glenda. I'm thankful for you. You smoke show. Give Justin a big sloppy kiss for me this morning. Oh, and I'll tell you, and you can pass this along to Justin and really any of the boys, but the Durango has moved on to a new home. I had to get rid of it. I had to get it off my taxes. And my black F-150 has moved on to a new home. Thanks to Big Al Bisher. Big Al's come through for me and helped me clear my clearinghouse of vehicles. So now I'm down to 3 cars at my house instead of 5. Holy shnikes. The neighbors were very happy for me to have the truck off the road. So that was good. You're damn right, Glenda. Every chance you get. Every chance you get. All right. National Stuffing Day, National Gingerbread Cookie Day, World Hello Day. Let's get this TIQ out here. Oh, my gosh. It's 7:45, and I haven't dropped the TIQ yet. My goodness. Yep. And boy, oh, boy, that Durango served us all pretty well. Even going back to its days down in Galveston before you guys had it. And then Dwayne had it for a while, and then your mother-in-law had it for a while, and then I got it, and It has served well. It carried many an amplifier and big boy ass here and there from Texas to Missouri. And it'd go carry somebody else's ass. But, it's one of those deals that there were so many little hinky things with it. It's like whoever buys this is going to need to be like Biff on Back to the Future, where you get in, you got to reach in through the ignition, poke this little pin, by the way, make sure you pull the brake pedal back up before you start, and da-da-da-da. Yeah. TIQ, where you at? What the hell is all this? Oh, I had my thing closed. That's why. All right. TIQ. This is the most popular tattoo for women over 50. What is it? The most popular tattoo for women over 50. Guess away. Make the world your oyster today. The winner receives a high five and a ringing of the dual cowbell today. And it's sponsored by Alex Elfrink, State Farm agent, whom Carrie and I sat with at the barbecue deal last week. And oh, boy, did we eat like kings. So happy date. Holy shit, Glenda. That was so fast. Literally first guess, you nailed it. A rose. That's it. Most popular tattoo for women over 50. It's a pink-orange motif today. But you got it. You got it. It's a rose. Some say love, it is a flower. That was the fastest TIQ we've had in a long fucking time. Guess one, hammer down. Glenda. High five for you. Holy shit, indeed. All right, TIQ is done. Let's get some birthdays going. Also, I'm an enthusiastic talker, and I've discovered that sometimes when I really get into it, I also get a little too much intestinal fortitude. I think I popped it open when I was playing my trombone, because we played a wedding gig. It was 3 hours long, hard playing, and I know towards the end of the night, might have been a little intoxicated, but I was pushing real hard, and maybe that was it. Right? Right, Gregory? No regrets. But no, it's just a rose. Some say love. Oh, Conway, you son of a bitch. Darius McBride, happy birthday to the D-man, Darius McBride. He is only 35 today. He only looks like he's 35. He's in pretty good shape. Darius McBride, happy birthday. Yes, Dennis. Danny Mechanic, happy birthday. That's his name on Facebook, so that's what I'm going to call him today. Happy birthday, though, to Danny Mechanic. He doesn't really get on Facebook. Like, if you go to Danny's profile, it's last year's happy birthday wishes from people, and then the year before's happy birthday wishes from people, and then they're starting to collect them for this year. Marlene Armbruster, happy birthday to Marlene. Mother to Chad, and a powerful lady herself. Marlene, happy birthday. Marlene popped on some of the lives every now and then, once in a blue moon. Andrea Young Cunningham was at Singo last night. I saw her sitting at a table. I didn't get the chance to say hi. Had I have known that today was her birthday, I would have told her happy birthday last night. Probably made the entire room of people sing to her. But happy birthday to Andrea Young Cunningham. Hooray for you. And Rob Stevens, who I saw on Monday at another Singo event. Had I known it was his birthday, I'd have told him happy birthday. But it's happy birthday to Rob Stevens. That's a good dude. You guys share birthday with Carly Rae Jepsen, who's turning 40 today. This is crazy. Carly Rae Jepsen's 40. WWE Divas, Nikki and Brie Bella Garcia. They're 42 today. I guess they're twins. Ooh. Wrestling twins. Michael Strahan is 54. R.I.P. Michael Strahan's Gap. Those terrible people. Stupid professionalism. Hey, Gregory, have a great Friday, man. Would you be hitting the TikTok tonight? If so, we'd love to tune in and catch a little Candy Cuts. It really might have been the quickest TIQ. I mean, we've had some that were real early guesses, but usually not as vague as that one was. So for as vague of a question as that was, I'd say that's spot on. That's a bullseye. Ken Griffey Jr., 56. Troy Aikman, 59. Bjork is 60 today. I love Bjork. I love Bjork's music. You guys Bjork fans? I like Bjork. Bjork's a zone for me. I have to be in a Bjork zone. I think today I'll play some Bjork in the Totally 90s Lunch. Should we do Oh So Quiet, her cover? Or should we do like Hyper Ballad, maybe? Or Big Time Sensuality? It's another good one of hers from the 90s. I feel you. Yeah. If you feel the vibe, rock and roll. I'll keep an eye out. We have Jazz Underground tonight with a bossa nova singer, Brazilian-born bossa nova singer, Ava. I get to chat with her later. But anyway, she's playing and singing tonight, and it's going to be a good jazz show. And then right after, there's a cake cover band playing tonight to benefit Semo Pets. You can have cake, and you can help the doggies and kitties. $10, Spectrum Record Lounge. Starts at 8 o'clock. Get your ass down there after jazz. Bjork, born die Bork. My sister got me a towel to keep in my Jeep, because if you don't keep a towel in your Jeep, you'll just end up with messes. But anyway, the towel has got the Swedish chef right in the middle, and it says Vert de Ferk. And I love that towel. My sis gets me the best shit ever. Nicolette Sheridan is 62, still hot. And Goldie Hawn turns 80. Happy birthday to Goldie Hawn. What was the Army movie now that she did back in the 80s? Remember? It wasn't Tank Girl. That was a terrible movie. Private Benjamin. That was the name of it. I'm proud. Army of Me is one of my favorites. Who was it that, I started to say 5 Seconds to Summer. It wasn't them. One of those, 30 Seconds to Mars covered Hyper Ballad, I think. Or no, they covered Army of Me. Or no, Hunter. It was Hunter. I don't know. They're all good shit. So happy birthday to you. Yeah. Hey, it's time for Today in History. Excuse me while I die on this medieval battlefield. Who's into vinyl? Not wearing it, I mean listening to it, like vinyl records. It was on this date in 1877 that the phonograph was invented. And now, you got like Mixmaster Mike. You know what I mean? The phonograph, 1877. And you got to wonder who the first guy was, because you know before it became a musical instrument, there was dudes scratching records. Probably back in like the 20s. Some dude was like, I've got this Billie Holiday record. Check this out. I want a Sunday. Sunday. You know what I mean? 1934, Ritz crackers were introduced by the National Biscuit Company. And since NBC was already taken, they went to Nabisco. National Biscuit Company. Nabisco. That's where the name comes from. I do love some Ritz. Ritz are tasty. They're buttery goodness. You're right. That was Goldie Hawn. And she turned 80 today. Private Benjamin. Not Nicolette Sheridan. Sorry, I'd moved on from Nicolette. Number one song in the land in 1970. Ba 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 ba. The Partridge Family. I think I love you, but what am I so afraid of? Afraid of catching VD. I do not know the lyrics. Partridge Family. Did you guys watch the Partridge Family show when you were kids? I don't remember any of the Partridge Family show, but I remember being at a furniture store in Ironton, Missouri with my grandparents, and the Partridge Family was on the TV. And I remember sitting on a couch and watching the Partridge Family while they were talking about, couch was with birds printed on them or something. Vinyl Richie was your old stage name. Was it crotchless? 1981, number one song in the land and a darn fine video. Olivia Newton-John, Physical. A little tongue-in-cheek. She got that big boy back there working out. And then there's Olivia Newton-John with all her sweetness, working out, doing her thing. Let's get physical, physical. I want to get physical. Let's get into physical. More cowbell. Let me hear your body talk. I think the 80s, my childhood music, is probably what will be played at my funeral. That 8 is Enough. And that kid with the bowl cut on 8 is Enough, that was the worst haircut ever. He looked like the little Battlestar Galactica robot. 1987, number one song in the land. And probably my least favorite Billy Idol song, his cover of Moni Moni. I fucking hate that song. I'm so sorry. That gets an F-bomb from me. I can't stand Moni Moni. I just, it reminds me of tacky Midwestern wedding parties. And maybe that's just from years of DJing. But, you know, just Moni Moni. Nah. You know, Trevor, that I don't know. You could be correct. I mean, 81 was the birth of MTV, right? And it was shortly thereafter this was a big hit. May have been a thing. I remember seeing it on, like, you remember when we were kids and we had like 4 channels and KFE or KBSI was brand new. The Fox station was brand new. They didn't have a lot of commercials, so they throw music video chunks in. I remember seeing it on that. Also Herbie Hancock's Rocket. 1989, a law that banned smoking on U.S. domestic flights went into effect, signed by President George Herbert Walker Bush, 1989. 3 years later, and this is a timeless classic that I will play next Wednesday on my final Totally 90s lunch before we dive in, or Thursday for Thanksgiving. Adam Sandler, for the first time in 1992 on SNL, sang the Thanksgiving song. Turkey, turkey do, and turkey, turkey dot. Dap. I eat that turkey, then I take a nap. But yeah, the Thanksgiving song. It's Thanksgiving, everybody. Friday! Stars. Sprinkles. It'd be cool if it did like sprinkly things, like TikTok does, you know, when you do that. So I'm going to give you manual sprinklies. Whoosh. Yay. Thanks, Gregory. Appreciate you. Thanksgiving song, 1992, and then 6 years ago, 2019, right before all this COVID shit, and this is probably why it didn't succeed. 2019, on this date, Lionel Richie released a new line of colognes for men and women called Hello by Lionel Richie. The women's perfumes smelled like pear, lemon, grapefruit, jasmine, honey, patchouli. The men's cologne smelled like grapefruit, bitter orange, mint, lavender, violet, and fragrant grass. Anybody rocked a little Lionel Richie cologne? Is it me you're smelling, girl? You smell so nice. Is that jasmine? I'd try a little Lionel Richie scent. I'm not a big cologne perfume person, to be honest. But I appreciate it. Especially if you stanky. We're going to talk about being stanky later. Actually, we're just talking about generally, are you nasty? We're going to get into it. Find out if you're nasty. It sounds terrible. Yeah, I just, like, I had the Dracar Noir in high school. Had to. And then I had the blue Polo bottle. I think it was in my truck for the last 10 years. And then I have a blue, like, it's not Cool Water, but it's something like that. It's like, I don't know brands. It's some bluish. And that's what I have now. I very rarely put cologne on. I know I smell delicious every day. So this chunk of beef is going to smell like a chunk of beef. Let's go. Speaking of chunks of beef, ladies and gentlemen, the one, the only master of ceremonies, Stone Richards, Weather Lord. Stone, we got a little weather this week. We've had a couple of inches of rain this week already. I checked my gauge yesterday. We were right at 2 inches in downtown Cape. I was like, whoa. And the gauge was like, because it couldn't talk because it was full of water. But currently we are at about 56 degrees, 57 in downtown Cape, 14 degrees Celsius for the Mies, or centigrade, depending on who you argue with. But today we're looking at showers rolling into the heartland. Boom, boom, boom. I know. Kind of throughout the whole day, too. Like we're at a 90%. It might be raining right now. It was kind of drizzly when I walked back from the coffee shop. But we got some fog out this morning, so be careful. But as we go through the day, things tapering off to about a 50-50 shot by the afternoon. So it may not be a ton of rain, but it's still present. And I can't go ride my one wheel. And that's okay. I got work to do. Into tonight, 50-50 shot of showers, thunderstorms. Low of 49, and then as we get up tomorrow, mostly cloudy for your Saturday, but lots of things to do tomorrow, and I'm glad it won't be pouring down rain. We got football. High of 58 tomorrow. Clouds decreasing. You might even see some sunshine by 6 minutes left in the third quarter. I think that's when the sun's going to break through. Somebody write that shit down, because if we're at the game tomorrow and you're looking at the clock and you're actually on it and you're like 7 minutes left. 6 minutes in the third quarter. Oh, a beam of light comes down. You let me know. Saturday night, colder, low of 37, and then sunny on Sunday. High of 62. Pretty decent day as we wrap up the weekend. What's it going to do next week? I don't really give a shit. We'll talk about it on Monday. But I think we have another chance of afternoon showers on Monday. Tuesday morning, we got a chance of showers. We're going to stay in that kind of 60 to 65 degree mark, as we get towards it. It is going to be colder the end of next week. Your Thanksgiving Day forecast right now, mostly sunny, which is nice. Go out in the yard, throw the football around a little bit. Go get them, Tiger. But Thursday's high 46. Thanksgiving. It's going to be chilly. And the night before is a low of 28, so everything's going to freeze. The nice thing about it being mid-60s, though, is if you're thawing your turkeys, and you thaw them in the fridge, and you need to get that out. You figure about a day per 5 pounds. So if you got a 16-pound turkey, you can get that out today. And you got through Saturday, through Sunday, through Monday, and then Monday evening, you put it in the brine, let it brine for 24 hours, take it out Tuesday evening, cook that bad bitch up Wednesday, and then let it rest for like 3 or 4 hours, and then you're ready to eat on Thursday. Something like that. That's not the best timing, to be honest, but that's okay. Stone, thanks for coming in, buddy. You go get you some of that brown water, all right? Be good. Brecky Bits. Speaking of brown water. Greetings from Arizona. You brought the rain and cold. Are you serious? We're warmer than Phoenix right now? Aw. Sorry, John. I bet you're going to have a good time. Oh, the Stephen King movie where they're trapped in the supermarket. What movie was that? I have this vague memory, but I may be falsifying that, just thinking of like, what the hell was the one? Activity goals. Sit. Good job, self. Anyway, not Lock, Stock. Oh shit! The British one where they were killing people and then they had to fight in the mall for a little while, and I don't remember. It doesn't matter. The Mist, Trevor. Yeah, that's right. Today's Brecky Bits. Contestants at the Miss Universe pageant in Thailand were showing off their evening gowns last night when Miss Jamaica Gabrielle Henry wasn't watching where she was going. She fell off the stage. She had to be taken away on a stretcher, so it was a pretty big fall. So we hope Gabrielle is okay, man. But, man, you got to be careful out there. You ever fallen off a stage publicly? I've not. I have stood by a trumpet player who's done that. I've watched a female vocalist do that. Was alcohol involved? Yeah, absolutely. El Tour de Tucson. That's what you're there for. That's awesome, John. Enjoy. Yeah. I've never been to Arizona. I've never been to Spain. But I kind of like the music. And more drama at the Miss Universe pageant, by the way. At least 2 Miss Universe judges have quit. They resigned days before the event, one of them claimed the whole thing is rigged. No. It's not pro wrestling. It's the pageant. But one of the judges said the whole thing's rigged. I'm quit. I quit. Wow. Where's the integrity? Huh? Where's the integrity? All right. Oof. Yeah, Gregory, that sucks. Yeah, I mean, I've slipped off a speaker maybe once or something, but I don't think I've ever wiped out on stage that I can think of. Now, I may have. You guys may have seen it. There's a good chance Jägermeister was involved, and I just loosely forgot it. It's like, what was it? The Black Sheep movie, Chris Farley, when he goes to stage dive and just, poof, it's terrible. Let's see. Matt LeBlanc starred in a Friends spinoff that they called Joey. Okay, it was a Friends spinoff. Matt LeBlanc was in it. Joey was in it, obviously, but it was called Joey. It didn't do very well, okay? It was canceled within 8 episodes back in the day Never made it to broadcast. They did 8 episodes, and just everybody was like, this is so cringe. Let's cancel it. So they did. Now, 20 years later, you can go to the Friends YouTube channel and watch the Lost Joey episode. So if you're a Friends fan, you want to go watch the mediocre spinoff or 8 episodes of it, it's all yours, baby. Go to the Friends YouTube channel. Owen Hart. It's terrible. Hurricane Melissa. Wind gusts reached a record-breaking speed shortly before the storm made landfall in the Caribbean last month. What was that record-breaking speed? The winds hit, at one point, 252 miles an hour. 252 miles an hour. It is hard to fathom how strong a wind is that's blowing that fast. But it's terrifying. In more superficial news, just in time for the holidays, McDonald's has released their Grinch meal. It's a limited edition meal. Well, they all should be limited edition. It's food. It never deteriorates. But the Grinch meal arrives a week from Tuesday the 9th of December. Will include your choice of a Big Mac or a 10-piece nugget, dill pickle Grinch salt McShaker fries, and a medium drink. Wait a minute. Dill pickle salt on the fries? Damn it. I'm in. You'll also get a pair of Grinch/McDonald's themed socks with the meal in red, blue, yellow, or green. Maybe I'll get a Grinch. I want the dill pickle salt on the pickles or on the fries. Do you still dip them in ketchup or do you just eat them? You just eat them. Dill pickle salt? Shh, sign me up. What's that on the horizon? Well, it's the 8th minute of the 8 o'clock hour, so move your ass. It's time for Spy the Lie, Darren. Let's get going. Okay. Stop yelling at me, self. Guess away. All the following movies open in theaters this weekend except for one. Which one is bullshit? Somebody call Fred. I feel like Fred may have started a new morning job where he's like a butler for somebody. Perhaps Batman. And now he can't make morning shows anymore. Perhaps he's staging a protest, a silent protest of my morning show. You know, if I was ever to have fun banter and a loving arch nemesis, I would choose Fred. I think he would be a great arch nemesis that you would get along with, you know, kind of a Moriarty to my Sherlock Holmes, or vice versa. I think he's the smarter one. Spy the Lie. All the following movies. Which one's fake? Mask. Thought they already made that one. Anyway, Mask, Middle Class, With Caution, Cactus Pears, or Reverence. Which one is not opening in theaters this weekend? Mask, Middle Class, With Caution, Cactus Pears, or Reverence. 10 seconds. Oh. The answer, With Caution. I guess they remade Mask. I don't know where they got another kid with that head. Or Cher. Cher probably looks the same. But With Caution, that's your fake movie. All right. Here's some interesting genealogical trivia that goes with this question. All of the following famous people, all the following celebrities, had relatives that came to America on the Mayflower, meaning they traced their genealogy back to find out that they landed on Plymouth Rock or Plymouth Rock landed on them, one or the other. Came to America on the Mayflower except for one who did not have relatives that were on the Mayflower. Is it Fergie from the Black Eyed Peas, you know? Fergalicious, my ass be Fergalicious. Fergalicious Fergie. John Wayne. Duh. Richard Gere. Gerbil. Alec Baldwin. Or Humphrey Bogart. Which one did not have relatives that came to America on the Mayflower? Fergie, John Wayne, Richard Gere, Alec Baldwin, or Humphrey Bogart? 10 seconds. Meese. I'll tell you, partner, it was John Wayne. I can't do a good John Wayne. John Wayne. John Wayne did not have relatives on the Mayflower. So that means Fergalicious had somebody on the Mayflower that is her ancestor. How about that? Humphrey Bogart, of course, famously had that T-shirt that said, "My parents came over on the Mayflower and all I got was this shitty T-shirt," right? So we knew him. All right, last one on the Spy the Lie, and then we're going to talk about how you nasty. All of the following, you were thinking Mask with Jim Carrey. Oh, yeah, different Mask. I forgot about that movie. That might be what it may be a remake. It may be like a horror flick, too. You know, a lot of the one-word titles tend to be spooky horror movies. Mask, blood, syphilis. I don't know. Mask is not the weird looking. It's a remake of the 80s. Oh, God, and that Mask. But see, that would be M.A.S.K, right? For like mostly animated shitty killers. I don't remember what Mask stood for, but I know it was an acronym. God, I forgot about Mask. I think I have some Mask toys that Ron Ruppel, when Lawson was little bitty, Ron dumped a bunch of his old toys on me, like old Transformers, Voltron, all that cool shit. I got them into the house, and I feel like there was like an orangish car from Mask, because the cars could like pop guns out the side and like all this extra shit would come off of them. It was like G.I. Joe but undercover, if I remember right. Okay, all the following singers are taking part in the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, except for one. Who cares? But Spy the Lie. Which celebrity is not going to be at the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade singing? Is it Jewel, Ciara, however you pronounce her name, Ciara, C-I-A-R-A, her, Lionel Richie with his colognes, Kool and the Gang, or Lil Jon? What? Lil Jon. What? Lil Jon. Who is not going to be at the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade performing? Is it Jewel, Ciara, Lionel Richie, Kool and the Gang, or Lil Jon? Yeah! Shh. Stone Richards, man, he loves Lil Jon. What a guy. What a card. So guess away. Tell me what you think. Who's not going to be performing at the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade? The toys were cool. See, I didn't have any Mask toys. Like Jamie she had a bunch of the He-Man stuff. I had Star Wars stuff and Transformers. Those were my two big ones, and Legos. I played the shit out of Legos. Plus my like Constructs kit that I had that didn't even make it out of the 80s, but it's still badass. Jewel says Dennis. Mr. Richie says Gregory. And you're correct, Gregory Vaughn. It is Lionel Richie. He is not performing at the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. He's probably going to sit in a nice spot and just watch the damn thing, which is what I would do. Hello? Is it me you're looking for? Okay. Tupac also, but hologram Tupac might. Never discounting, Trevor. Okay, let's find out how nasty you are. And this is really a results from a poll of women. So, ladies, this one's for you. You don't always have to. Oh, wait. Glamour, the magazine company, they polled 1,000 women. The answers were analyzed by Billy Goldberg, MD, and Mark Lehner, authors of Let's Play Doctor. Found out which habits are unhealthy and which are filthy, but fine. So let's talk about your nasty habits. How about this? Off the bat. Do you ever wear dirty clothes? A full 85% of women polled have. But they draw the line at underwear. Only 52% of poll takers have reworn underwear. And that's probably a continuation of the day before, right? So like you had a day, you did your thing, you didn't do a whole lot, you didn't sweat it out, went home, passed out, had to do something the next day, you got up, threw your sweatpants on, just kept your undies on, you know? I am a jean recycler. I'll get a good 3, 4, 5 days out of a pair of jeans before I wash them, depending on what I had to do, right? I'm pretty self-conscious about not having stink. I don't like BO, and I don't like stanky clothes. So if I've been doing cattle work and there's cow shit on my pants, I'm not going to rewear. I'm going to wash those fuckers, right? But 85% of women, I think, wearing dirty clothes, this doesn't necessarily mean it's nasty dirty, right? How about the immortal 5-second rule, right? You dropped a piece of food on the floor. Oh, shit. 5-second rule, snatch it up, chomp, chomp, chomp. More than 40% of women polled say they've eaten food that's fallen on the floor. Researchers tossed food on grimy flooring and found that it was germy after just a few seconds. So I don't know if the 5-second rule is actually that healthy, but it's a cardinal rule in my house. Also, dad tax. That's my cardinal rule. What about going barefoot at the gym? I'm a big fan of slipping on some Crocs or flip-flops or whatever when you're at the gym. Not walking on that dirty-ass locker room floor. I know that they mop. I know they try to clean, but it doesn't matter. Yeah, you get them loosened up, warmed up, crack them open a little bit. That's right, Dennis. 32% of women admitted to walking on the gym floor barefoot. That's not a good thing. Even if you're not worried about like slipping because of a wet floor or something, you should be wary of the stuff that's found in sweaty, germy, stanky feet that are walking all over this, and shoes, and, athlete's foot, plantar's warts, all them nasty things that can crawl up your feet. Don't do it. Get some damn showers flips. Trevor, that's a damn good point. I got some of that shoe spray stuff that you can drop in them. Kind of fights the funk. How about brushing your teeth every night? Do you brush your teeth before you go to bed like a good girl? 43% of poll takers, 43, that's 430 people out of 1,000, said that they don't. They don't brush their teeth before bed. Gross. Don't kiss with that nasty leftovers mouth. Skip brushing and you're giving the germs in your mouth time to multiply. And in bedtime, nighttime is best time for your teeth to just be clean. Also, when you're asleep, you don't produce nearly as much saliva as you do during the day, right? Your mouth's not trying to eat, so it's not producing saliva. Saliva fights bacteria. So your mouth gets a little drier, gives that shit just growing up in there. Go brush your teeth. How often do you shower? Do you shower every day? I don't shower every day. I did not shower today, to be fair. I showered yesterday. But that was the first time in a couple days. You barefoot gym walkers. You've got the itis. Almost a third of women say they don't lather up every day. It depends on how much you sweat. Is it unhealthy? No. If you're just office work and you go home and you're not doing a bunch of physical activity, you're probably okay to go a couple days without showering. Especially, if you got hair, sometimes it's good to let the hair oils build up a little bit, strengthen your hair naturally. Get them kinks out, girl. All right, last one of these. What time is it? Oh, shit, it's 8:18. We got to talk about a little self-care because we're entering the holiday season and talked about a heavy week, and damn it, I need this. Ladies, do you wash up? Do you wash your damn hands after you use the bathroom? Okay? Showering every day causes wrinkles. Is that because you're stripping the skin's natural oils? But if you use oil of Olay, because your skin gets pale, and then you get the file for your fingernails. Clean, dry was my body and hair. I put on my brand new doggy underwear, or Gucci underwear if you go way back. 24% of women don't do it every time, washing up after the bathroom. And I think we're all guilty of once or twice where we did our business, and it's probably more at home because you feel comfortable in your own space, that maybe you just did your biz, flush real quick, and you just went on. Or a little hand sanitizer. 24%. 1 out of 4 women say they don't wash their hands after the bathroom. A little time at the sink, that's all it takes. And it will prevent those germs from finding their way into your mouth or up your nose. Because after you walk out the bathroom and you're like, ugh. And then that little microscopic goes right up in your eye. And then you get a sty. Or maybe you get pink eye. Like South Park. Hand washing is the single most effective way to prevent disease. Of almost any kind of disease. Prevent the transmission of disease by washing your damn hands. That's it. Keep that shit in your back pocket. Even if it's out of date. Pool counts as a bath, Trevor. Hey, man, it's your pool, you can skim the skin later. Trevor jumps in the pool, and there's this after the rain, the oil rings on the street. That's what happens. Trevor dips in there like he's dunking Easter eggs, just floop, and then there's this ring of Trevor essence surrounding him. What does Trevor do with that essence? He splashes around so the kids don't see it, and they jump in anyway. That's how awesome it is. All right, we got to talk about practicing a little self-care because I feel like I have been, but I haven't been. You know what I mean? And we're entering the holiday season. And as I mentioned at the top of the show, this is different for everybody. I love the holidays. I love Thanksgiving. I love Christmas. I do. I miss my mom. I miss my friends that, are no longer with us, and we remember them at those times. But it's different for everybody. Some people, maybe there was a tragedy that happened in your life or in your family that affected your holidays. Or maybe, you've had a shitty childhood experience with Christmas, and you're like, fuck Christmas, and you're the Grinch. It's understandable. Everybody's affected different. But as we enter this holiday season, we all get busier. We're trying to plan this, do that, go pick out gifts for people and think of others and try to, take conscious time to be careful with people and so forth. All that takes a toll on your mental health. And if you give, hooray for you. But you've got to give to yourself a little bit too. So here are 5 unexpected ways to practice self-care. Number 1 is to take a phone fast. And by that, I mean turn off all your electronic notifications. To disconnect. Okay? Turn off all your devices. Don't look at your laptop. Don't look at your phone. Take a day that you can responsibly, not in the middle of a work day. That'd probably piss your boss off. But disconnect from all that shit. Go sit on the porch with a ukulele. I don't care. Whatever you do. Turn off all your electronic devices to disconnect from notifications and be committed to what you are doing in the present. And let what you are committed to doing in the present be something that gives you pleasure. Okay? Again, whether that's building something with some Legos or cooking up your favorite recipe, whatever analog activity you're engaged in, focus on it. Forget the phone. Forget all this shit. Okay? Forget this show that you're watching right now with this fantastic graphic. See, she's self-caring. She's watering herself so she can blossom. So that's number 1. Just take a phone fast. Take a disconnect. Number 2, I mentioned this earlier as well. Count your blessings. If you feel like nothing's going right, okay? This sounds like a start of a Radiohead song, I know. Write down everything in your life that you're thankful that you have. I'm talking about your close group of girlfriends that you can confide in, to your steady job, to the fact you got a roof over your head, whatever that might be. Write down those things you're thankful for and count your blessings. It will put a new perspective on things that maybe you're taking for granted or that you've backburnered or that you've shuttered away because they're on autopilot. They're good all the time. It's great, and I don't have to think about them, so I don't. Take time to be thankful for those things and think about them. Okay? Be intentional. Get creative, and this kind of goes in with that phone fast conversation earlier, but get creative. Spend 2 hours alone. 2 hours alone being creative. Call it an artist date. Go write a song. Right? It can be, go write a poem, It's funny, I used to journal all from high school all the way through college and beyond, and then I tapered off of it as we went from an analog life to a digital life. I stopped journaling as much. I did some audio entries, and that was about it. It was a chapter of life. But I used to write entries in my journal, and it was really inspired by my pastor as a kid, my best friend Sam's dad. He was a fantastic writer, loved his writing, and he would do sermons that were poems. And it was rhyming couplets, no man from Nantucket or anything. But anyway, I did some journal entries that were rhyming. So I enjoyed writing just a rhyming couplets about a story, whatever it is, just bust out some mad rhymes. But give yourself a creative date. Do some reading. Go and see a play. Go to the River Campus and see 12th Night. They're doing Shakespeare this weekend. Get one of them adult coloring books and make the prettiest word fuck you've ever colored in your life, okay? But give yourself a creative date. That is a good way to practice some self-care. And if you're not a creative person, work on your taxes early. Whatever. We do this a lot. We laugh, I hope. But laughing is an important way to practice self-care. And a lot of times that's looking at the feed, right? Or watching a video of your favorite comedian or something. But just laugh. Hopefully it's genuine, organic laughter. And maybe it's because you had some laughter with somebody else or something you shared or a funny story. Just laugh. It's a good way to practice self-care. And it will, if you're happy and you're laughing, you're not thinking about those aggressive things that may be weighing you down. Just balance. Last but not least, dance. This is my advice to you for some self-care. And I don't even like dancing. But since I lost weight, I do more. I find myself just in the middle of the day, I try to every couple hours while I'm working, stand up, move around, get the blood flowing. As I get older, I'm making this a habit because I don't want things to develop in a bad way because I've been too sedentary. Right? I lost weight and I got to keep moving. But anyway, get up moving. You got some music on, just kind of dance around like a stupid white person in your living room. Do your thing. Do the Carlton. I don't give a shit what you do, but dance. Shameless advertising for tomorrow night. You can come dance with us at Scout Hall. It is the silent disco. It's going to be interesting. When you go in, you get headphones. You pick the channel of the DJ you want to listen to. There's like 5 DJs spinning up in the club, and then you just dance. You just hang out and listen to those. And then every once in a while, you take them off, and you're like, you hear shoes squeak, and kind of people. It's kind of like, I don't know. Anyway, it's unique. That's happening tomorrow night, but it's an opportunity to dance and have a little self-care with your friends. Grab a friend. Come to the silent disco at Scout Hall. Rihanna, Umbrella's going to come on. I'm going to give them the whole Tom dance. Let's go. All right. And that's it for self-care. It is time for Warm and Fuzzies. And as we step towards, this weekend, arts and crafts fairs all over the place. Mentioned those earlier. Lots of things going on. Next week, let me get my calendar up. Because one of the days next week, we're going to have to start like half an hour early. I think Wednesday. Because of doctor's appointment, I think. Let's see. Monday's at 10:30. No. I have my CT scan on Monday afternoon. That's normal. And then Wednesday, I got to be at the doctor's office at 8:45. So I got to be there by 8:45. So if nothing else, we may start like 15 minutes early. Let's say we'll just start at 7:15 on next Wednesday. I'll remind you on Monday. But we'll have a regular show Monday and then Wednesday. And then you guys have an awesome Thanksgiving. And then Friday, Black Friday, we're not doing a show. After that, we'll be back to the shenanigans. That's true, Dennis. And if your friends don't dance, they're no friend of mine. Men at Work, Men Without Hats, Men with Knives, all good bands. All right, Warm and Fuzzy time. An Illinois couple has just gotten married. Congratulations. CBS reporting a Maryville, Illinois couple who met during a swim class recently got married in the pool. They got married in the pool. How cool. Oh, these young little... No, they're not. Oh, Stone. You didn't tell me that. Edward LaRue, who is 82, met Marlene Parsons, 78, after they lost their spouses 6 years ago. The couple exchanged vows while floating in the water. Family and friends cheered from the pool deck, making it a memorable celebration. That's awesome. A little aquatic therapy ring swap. Bravo. Number 2, NBC says a San Mateo, California police officer recently saved a kitten that was inside a Tesla, driving it. The officer responded to a call about a noise coming from the vehicle. Officer Figueroa found the kitten clinging to the motor, named it Figuero in his honor. Residents praised the officer's quick action, saved that poor little kitty. Good job. Good job, Officer Figueroa. It's a street. I should be able to say it. All right. Last Warm and Fuzzy as we wrap up your, kitty driver. Toonces, the driving cat. Remember that on SNL? Toonces, the driving cat. If you don't know Toonces, just go look up Toonces, I think. Toonces, the driving cat. He was terrible. He was so evil. 9 News reports a Thornton, Colorado 9-year-old named Olive Diaz has been raising money for a turkey drive for 6 years. She wants to help the homeless during Thanksgiving, so Diaz has already collected hundreds of dollars, aims to raise over $3,000 this year to purchase turkeys. She and her family are going to deliver the turkeys to the Denver Rescue Mission, ensuring that those in need have a good meal. That's a beautiful thing, and for a 9-year-old to have that kind of heart gives me hope for the future. If only we all had hearts that big. But you know what? I know you guys do, and I know you're doing good things around you. Lots of, I'm sure you look locally. Your Salvation Army is needing kettle ringers, bell ringers, right? The red kettles are out. I think they go out here locally this week or next week. Maybe already out. I haven't been to the store lately. But point is, they're going to be out ringing the bells. And if you've got some spare time and you can get off your ass, you can go to registertoring.org, I think, or .com, registertoring.com. And you can sign up for a shift at your local spot. And you can go ring the bell for a couple hours. And I've encouraged you guys to do this before, but it's needed more than ever. Okay? And you just go out and sing songs. Sing Christmas carols. You don't have to bring an instrument, but if you want, take your uke and be like playing Tiny Tim songs. And tell people, I'm going to keep singing this until you donate some money. And when they donate money, you break for Jaeger. Or, break for the money. Hooray. Good for you. So give that some consideration, though. If you're looking for an easy way to volunteer, registertoring.com. You sign up for a time slot. You go do your good deed. You entice lots of people to give money. Dress seductively if that's what it takes. Do what you need to do to feed the neighborhood, all right? The Salvation Army has those going on. Of course, a lot of community meals for Thanksgiving. I'm sure they could use some volunteers. A lot of them are delivering meals as well. So that's another opportunity if you're maybe Uber driving or you want to test the roads. There's a way to do it. Lots of ways for you to be good as we enter this holiday season into the holiday slide, and we deal with all the emotions that come with that. So have a great Friday, guys. It is 8:32. We are playing Bad Omens, Dying to Love. Sorry, it was the wrong song on my head. I hope you guys have a fantastic weekend. SEMO football tomorrow. Final home game of the season. Kickoff at 1 o'clock. And we'll be tailgating in front of Houck. It's going to be a good time. They're hosting Lindenwood, the only two Missouri teams in the conference. So I hope we whip their ass. Also, Jackson football, high school football, state quarterfinal match at the Pit. Sold like 1,000 tickets in the first 24 hours. Just saying a lot. M.O. Thanks, Gregory. All right, guys, have a great weekend. Be a nice human. I will see you on Monday. Peace. I'm out of here.